Hi there and welcome to video 4. A few things have been keeping me up at night recently, and just the thought of sitting in a KHDA inspection with an inspector and having to look through science books. And maybe the question might arise as well, how can we show progress in our science books? So I thought today's video I could share some of my thoughts, and it would be really great to maybe get some of your feedback as well on the Google Classroom. But I've entitled this a suggested structure for teaching science. Now this is suggested. I know some of us are really confident at teaching science, and if you are, well, you might want to take bits of this, or you might just want to go, no, I'm going to do it my way. Others, you may take this and this might make a lot of sense to you. It makes a lot of sense to me. But let's just move on. Now, at the top here, what I've done is I've taken a WALT. It's a Chris Quigley WALT, Understand the Earth's Movement in Space, which Year 5 have been doing at the moment. I've also taken 2 of the objectives from the national curriculum. Okay. Now, let's say that I'm starting a brand new topic and I want to find out what the children know. It's really important to elicit those that knowledge, what the children can do. So I thought for each of the objectives we could do an AFL task. Now you can take your time with this task to really draw out what those children know. So for example, just thinking about these 2 objectives here, we could ask the children the following question. Draw a picture or diagram of what the moon looks like throughout the month. Can you draw and can you name the phases of the moon? And then in the science books, they can go off, and I like to call it a cold task. No help, no intervention from the teacher. And they could write in their books before my lessons and have a go. So for example, it may look like this. Okay, so you can see this child here has drawn a picture of the moon. I mean, this child obviously knows that at some points in the month, it looks like a half moon. But still, maybe there's a lot more that this child needs to show off. Okay? Anyway, so once you've done that, you can obviously do the teaching of those skills. Some of the children in the class will obviously know this already, so therefore, just by looking at that AFL task, you can then maybe deepen their understanding. For example, it's a supermoon today, isn't it? Could they not find out about what creates a supermoon? Why does a supermoon happen? What about when the moon looks red? So lots of opportunities to deepen for those children who clearly know a lot about those two skills. Anyway, right at the end of that teaching, you can go back to that AFL task and you can ask them to do the same task, but instead this would be after my lessons. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see how this child might have got on. Well, there you go. After my lessons, this person has said, I learned the different phases of the moon, and the moon changes phases each month. And look, there's a lot more detail as to how that moon has changed. What I could then do is, either in my green or my blue pen, is to write a little comment at the bottom and say, can you label and name the phases of the moon? Because maybe that's something that this child has just forgotten to do when showing off what she's learned or what he's learned. So a really good way of showing progress towards those skills. And I would love to be able to pick up books and go, well, look, that child couldn't do it then, and look what they can do now. And it's clear evidence. You don't just have to record it in your science books. I know that Seesaw is a really good way of being able to show off maybe progress. And also, I'm going to share with you something called Recap, where the children can make a video explaining what they know about something, And then you can make a second video after the lessons and they can explain it and you can kind of compare the two. The children can compare the two as well. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope that was really helpful. And I would love to see that in the book Luke on December the 5th. Thanks, guys.